So here's the thing, man, is, you know, I remember this team was 2-2, right? The most frustrating 2-2 team that I could think of in the history of me watching football, right? More so because it was the Eagles. And even though I did not see them becoming this dominant this late into the season, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I knew, like I had a crystal ball and I predicted this would happen. But I told y'all, you feel me, to chill out. You feel me? I told y'all to relax a little bit, that, you feel me, that I was more hopeful than I was pessimistic at that point. You feel what I'm saying? And, it just, to me, it just feels like, for all of the stories to talk about with this team, you feel me, I think the biggest one for me personally is Howie and Vic, picking up Zach Bond from off the scrap heap, from out the bargain bin, and that nigga somehow turning into an all pro. Hell, we could talk about defensive player of the year at this point. You feel me? Based off of Vic just seeing a couple snaps of him playing off ball and saying, yep, he could do it. You feel me? We could talk about how I did. Man, I apologize, Nolan Smith. I was not familiar with your game, or actually, I was familiar with your game, and it was ass until like the last five games or so. But I apologize for, you feel me, because I fell into the same trap, the same habit that I always have a problem with about evaluating, you feel me, young players. And that's, that give y'all at least 3 years. I ain't even give you a year and a half before I close the book on you. So I apologize to you, Nolan Smith, for that. We could talk about, Nakobe Dean becoming the player that I told all of you niggas that he was going to be. You feel me? We could talk about Jalen Carter just taking over, just wrecking games, man. You feel me? This is a top 3 defense right now. You understand what I'm saying? The defense won that game last night. You feel me? And I don't want to hear about, Jaden Daniels, he's suffering from that rib injury. Jaden Daniels, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was. They haven't been playing all that well since the Chicago game. Man, kiss my ass, man. Y'all, you feel me? The commies, you feel me? The communists was the top of the pops. You feel me? They was the best thing smoking for the first however many weeks of the season, and y'all wanted to crown them. And now because we turned what really should have been a dog walk. You feel me? I don't know what's going on with Jake Elliott this year, man. But bro took 7 points off the board. The score really should have been like 19-10. You feel me? Going into the fourth quarter, 19-10 Eagles. You feel me? But we was playing from behind because I don't know. He just ain't been on it this year. I don't know what's going on, if he having problems with his girl, if he could, and y'all think that's a joke, but you'll be surprised at things that, cause players to go left or go sideways or whatever way you want to, wide right in Jake's case. But man, I'm talking about all that, and listen, man, another thing, I feel like we gotta apologize to Nick Sirianni, right? You feel me? It's not, and Ruben Frank made, and this was a really good point that he made, is that, you feel me, we can't sit up here and crucify the man for acting like a clown, right? The national media has a good hat, even in the midst of the win streak. You feel me? You see all of these headlines on ESPN, how far can they go with Nick? Oh, it's only just a matter of time before Nick Sirianni, has a tantrum again. Oh, Nick Sirianni is the only thing holding this. Man, shut up. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, you can't kill the man for acting like a goon when they losing, and then and then decide you want to shut up. As loud as the criticism, that's as loud as the praise has got to be, if you ask me, or else you just come off like a yappity yap. You understand what I'm saying? So you feel me? Kudos to Nick Sirianni. You feel me for getting this team to top of the NFC. Man, the one seed, I did not think I'll be thinking about no one seed, back when they dropped 34 to 16 to Tampa Bay, even though we was, telling Jalen to go out there and play without any of his skill players besides Saquon and in a damn 109-degree sauna box. You feel me? Coming off of a short week, I believe, at that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But speaking of Jalen, that's really what I wanted to rant and get off my chest about, man. Is dog. The Jalen Hurts criticism, man, it's so tired, man. Like it's tired. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it doesn't have validity to it, because did Jalen play great last night? No, he ain't played great at all. He played all right. You feel what I'm saying? He played okay. You feel me? I mean, he played like ass in the first half. You understand what I'm saying? But like probably the one Eagles online personality that I really listen to like that makes sense to me is Johnny Page. There's the one that I feel like gives the fairest assessments, right? And he made a good point. And that's that one thing about Jalen is that even when he's having a bad game, right, he don't ever go into these turnover meltdowns, because you see some of these quarterbacks, you feel me, once they start playing bad. And I know some of y'all, you Josh Allen glazers are going to get mad, but this was a bad habit that Josh Allen had, is that and I'm again, as somebody who watched Carson Wentz for 3 years, Carson had the same problem, is that when he was having a bad game, then, he starts to go into hero ball mode. Then, he starts pushing the issue, trying to make up for past mistakes and whatever and whatnot. And Josh Allen has a little bit of that DNA. We haven't really seen a bad game from Josh this year. So, you feel me? Jordan Love is good for doing that. You understand what I'm saying? What was becoming y'all newest favorite quarterback. But like I said, man, the Jalen Hurts criticism is so overdone, man. Like, I heard Ryan Fitzpatrick talking about, and I won't say I love, but I like Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. He's probably my second or third favorite journeyman quarterback after Nick Foles and Jeff Garcia. But this whole thing about, oh, well, I don't know if they could win a Super Bowl with Jalen. I don't know, with the way that he playing. Nigga, they just lost the Super Bowl that they really should have won 2 years ago. What is y'all talking about, man? Like, did y'all completely forget about that? Like, listen, is Jalen a streaky player? Yeah, he is. If you ever watch him play, you notice that he got to get a few duck reps off before he really gets into rhythm, right? Do he got a bad habit of, getting a little too antsy and not seeing the field great? Yeah, of course. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take into consideration that, one, this is the first year where, he's making the calls at the line, right? Kelsey ain't out there doing it for him. So he got a lot on. This is the first year where this is really his offense. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going, and we've seen that over the course of this season, is that it's taken a little bit for this offense to gel and to come together and to actually start to look like something. You understand what I'm saying? Back, in week 4 when y'all was all panicking and ready to set the joint on fire. But my thing is like this, is that one thing that Jalen is not going to do is he's not going to have, these even when he has a bad game, he's going to make, a handful of plays. You understand what I'm saying? That's why, people like Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance got drafted so high, is not because of what they can do in structure, but because it's those 2 or 3 plays that they make, in the course of a game that, playmakers. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what Jalen is. Jalen is a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? I know it's cliche and it's corny, but he finds a way to win. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, if you can do that, like I said, last night was not a great game. You feel for him. You understand what I'm saying? The numbers look all right, but beyond the numbers, he didn't look great. Again, we talking about they were just in Dallas on at 2 o'clock, at 2 in the morning on Monday morning, and then they got to turn around and play a game on Thursday night. It was going to be sluggish. Look at how Jaden Daniel was playing. He was playing all of his big plays were, he was check down Charlie last night. All of his big plays were, dumping the ball off to Austin Eckler behind the sticks and letting him go to work. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm end this video on this point is, for me, I this is why I go so hard for players like Jalen and Lamar. You understand what I'm saying? Is that it feels like if and whenever they not putting up video game numbers, then we got to sit here on Monday morning, or it's Friday this time. We got to sit here, the morning after and play, Monday morning, not even Monday morning quarterback, but Monday morning, you feel me, talent scout. You feel me? We got to sit here and dissect, you feel me, every little, mistake that they made. And then we talking about this nigga just came off of 5 straight games with a plus 115 passer rating. And he has one down game in a 6-week span, and now we right back to, oh, what's wrong with Jalen? Oh, what's up with Jalen? The man literally just played himself into a quiet dark horse MVP candidate. And when I say dark horse, what I really mean is, you feel me, unless Lamar like tears his ACL before we go down there to Baltimore to go play the Ravens, then ain't really no point in even having this discussion. Lamar going to, backpedal into that joint unless, things go completely sideways. But, my thing, and again, it's because he's not Josh Allen. It's because he's not Justin Herbert. It's because he doesn't have their skill set. He doesn't have, that what's the word I'm looking for? The aesthetic that people prefer from their quarterbacks. He's not Jordan Love. You feel me? He's not, Mr. Drop Back, scan the field, you understand what I'm saying, and dissect you feel me, for 35, 40, 45 pass attempts a game. And when you don't play like that, people are always going to have something to say. You understand? He's not CJ Stroud. You understand what I'm saying? And people are, I'm so over the Jalen Hurts criticism, man. I'm so over, the fake football scout, man. I'm like, whatever, man. Just like, nigga, just shut up, man. Just go Birds. Damn.